Welcome back everybody to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. On AMD, it's down 4.49%. So AMD, just like I said in my last video, getting down here, bottom of this box right here, or consolidation zone, and we actually got calls, and you will see that play in this video a little bit later on. And this thing, look at this 5-minute chart. From here, guys, this is where we got in, and this thing exploded all the way up to right here, 165 plus, took profit, and then this thing came back and now trading at 160. So here on AMD, well, 160 will be a strong level to watch right here, bottom of this consolidation, bottom of this box right here. But if that gives up, you're going to see a dump off down to 153.49 to close this gap down here. Now to the upside, AMD will find resistance at 163 to 164, strong resistance right here, and then above that you're going to see AMD filling this gap at 165.86 up to even 173.41, and once we get up to 173, 174, and AMD can hold right here, then we can talk about possibly breaking out to the upside and going up to 184 and then 188. And here's my X account, and if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow. And there is no subscription, nothing here on X. It's totally free, and you can ask me a question if you have right here on X. And here's some fantastic plays from today, guys. Not one, not two, all three paying. AMD getting into this dip right here, right at opening, and this thing exploded. 170 calls, AMD got up to 165. We sold for a nice profit. And then AMD came back, and now I think it's trading at 160 again. So perfect exit on AMD with profit. And then this was really good right here. IWM getting right in at 199 right at opening, guys. This thing was trading at 199 and got 200 calls, exploded. IWM here, this thing went to the moon. And then we also have Crowd. And you can see right here, this thing actually did not opened it where I wanted to short. It was way above. It was actually 378, 380 where I got in, and then this thing jumped up even higher, I think 382, and from there was a dump off on 5-minute chart. You will see 373 took profit on this trade as well. So all these trade ideas actually paid today, not one, not two, not three, actually more on swing trades right here on Chevron. And if you guys are really serious about trading, you want to get live trading, swing trade, daily trade ideas, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. On Apple, stock is down 1.91%. So Apple here, guys, and this goes to my Patreon group. You know, I do everything that I can do and anything that I see, and there is lots of trade ideas that I put out, and those are not even mentioned on my trade idea channels. And I take those and I give you guys lots of opportunity. Apple here, I think it was last week, it was live, and I said if you're shorting Apple, well, there's maybe a little bit more upside, but yes, you can short as long as Apple can stay under 198. You're still in play, and this thing is still in play. So if you actually shorted at 197ish right here last week, and that was this candle, I think, right here, guys, and I think some people took it and they day traded Apple. And now what's happening, guys? I mean, I cannot just give you, bunch of trade ideas. I can give you ideas. You can take some and make that your own plays. I'm already putting out so many trade ideas. And on top of that, it's just not a good thing where, putting out too many ideas. But some people, they miss. So that's where I come in and I would just give you another trade idea. If you want to get in, you can do some shopping by yourself and get something like Apple here. And I'm assuming, some people took and day traded. And look at today, 192. So this was a perfect shorting opportunity. Also, we talked about it in my video over the weekend that watch out for this weekly triple top. And it looks like we might get that. Apple might not even get that breakout over 200. So far, looks like a big bearish engulfing candle covering last 3-4 days of trading right here. So that is not bullish on Apple, even though it's holding the support right here at 192.33, 13 SMA on this daily time frame. So if you're one of those Patreon members taking these calls and then just selling out for pennies, well, it's not worth it. Don't even try to go in and buy something for a couple dollars. You're going to lose money. And this was a really nice setup to make money. Another one that I called out multiple times for my paid Patreon members, PANW. And look at that thing right now. Today, 307 almost, guys. And what was it? I called on it? 320 calls. And also, not only that, let me show you guys this right here on PANW, where I actually put out the chart so you guys can do some analysis on your own. And maybe if you like the trade idea, you can take it. Let me just put it up for 1 second. And here's that fantastic play. Now, if you're actually a paid Patreon member or even a free member to my Discord, you get lots of benefit, especially on my chart right here. These are my own analysis and where I see opportunities and I put out. And look at this one for an example, guys, right here on triple key. What happened right here? Triple key coiling up, 15-minute update. And look at this explosion that I called out right after that. This thing exploded, right? And still going. This was on June 4th, right here. PANW. Bullish falling wedge. And now if you look at it right now, we got a massive breakout to the upside. So, you got to take advantage when things are there. You cannot just buy anything anytime just because you missed out on a trade and now you want to trade something. And now let's get right back into Apple. So this is actually not bullish before FOMC and also CPI and PPI. Apple dumping almost $4 and market completely ignoring that because Nvidia was green again today, even though Nvidia dropped like 3% and then recovered, where Apple stock dumped in pretty much closing at the low of the day here. So Apple here, guys, I said it before. This week, expected move on Apple stock, I think it's 190 to the downside. So it's almost there today. So now we do have support right up here at 192.33 and below that 190. But 190 gives up. You're going to see a dump off down to 185.62 and then 183. Now Apple can actually hold right here. And so far, into closing, you can see this was that previous high right here where Apple stock got rejection multiple times and now it's holding 193. So as long as Apple above 193, watch out for a push up to 195, up to even 197 to 198, and then maybe at some point another fresh new all-time high. And over 200, that's gonna be a weekly breakout and this thing can go even higher. But watch out for this confirmation right here that Apple needs to hold 193 and we need to push higher. But you cannot ignore the fact that we got this bearish engulfing candle that is covering 3-4 candles from last week. On Microsoft, it's up almost 1% and now it's trading near 428. So Microsoft here not too far away from all-time highs. We can see that early as tomorrow or maybe even Wednesday with CPI and FOMC, this thing can pump all the way up to 433.60 and possibly up to even fresh new all-time high, and that's going to be around 435. Now to the downside, there will be strong support right down here at 423, 420, 415 to 416, 50 SMA, this red line, 413, 410, lower Bollinger Band on this daily time frame. And if that's out, you're going to see a dump off all the way down to 399.93 to close this gap all the way down here on Microsoft. On Meta, it's up 1.96%, so another rally here on Meta, and now it's closing over 500, and that is looking extremely bullish. Upper Bollinger Band also expanding to the upside, so now the next target over 500, definitely right up here, and that's going to be around 504 to 505, and then this thing can easily go up to 520. Now, even today, guys, look at this 5-minute chart, and if you look at it right here, what happened this morning? Well, at 9:30, it was right down here, 492, not exactly at 490, but you got the point. From here, this thing exploded. Look at this move. This thing got up to 502.65 and now pretty much closing at the high of the day. So here on Meta, the next step, 504 to 505 and then 520. To the downside, strong support down here at 490. But if that gives up at some point this week, then watch out for 481, 50 SMA, and then this gap, 478.89 on Meta. On Amazon stock, it's up 1.50%, so Amazon getting up to 187 and almost getting up to this previous all-time high right here. Now, this could be a triple top also because we're nearing that top again at 190, and Amazon pushing the way it's pushing, we might be going there early as tomorrow right here at 190. So watch out. Amazon gets a breakout over 190 just like Apple stock. This thing can move even higher. But below 190, Amazon gets a rejection right here, or possibly up to like 192 gets a rejection. Then in that case, watch out for the support. And even today, guys, it came under 185. But look at this. Went back up and now holding over 185. So you're line in the sand for tomorrow, 185. 182.66, 50 SMA and 20 SMA, and below that 180 down to 176.80 on Amazon. On Google stock, it's up 0.5%. So what I said in my last video over the weekend, that gap fill reversal, what happened, guys? Came down, filling the gap, and then if you caught it right here, well, kudos to you, you made money. So the analysis on Google stock was spot on from this gap fill reversal. Came down to 175 to close this gap, and now it's over 176. As a matter of fact, almost 177. So here on Google, extremely bullish, and we could see a push back up to 180 and possibly even higher if we get that breakout over 180. Now to the downside, your line in the sand now will be 176. Also align with this 20 SMA on this daily time frame right here. And below 176, watch out for a drop down to 170 and then 167.36. 50 SMA on this daily time frame. On Tesla stock is down 2%, so Tesla, I actually took a small position again on Tesla just so I can catch this breakout to the upside. But looks like, this is getting really frustrated right here on Tesla that this thing cannot break. We saw Meta going to the moon immediately. I called it last week, and the next day Meta exploded. In this one, you can see Bollinger Bands are squeezing. It's still there. I'm not denying that, but it's just so hard to hold on to it because this thing doing nothing, just going sideways back and forth. Bottom of this range like 172, and the top is like 178, and that is it. So here on Tesla, guys, if we get that breakout, I would say over 183, that should take Tesla easily up to 200, and that's going to be a breakout to the upside. Also, just because we're in this wedge and pretty much just going sideways, lots of consolidation, if this thing actually breaks down below, right here, 50 SMA, which is sitting at 172, and also takes out lower Bollinger Band, which is sitting at 170, in that case, you should be exiting, and this thing will jump hard all the way down to 152 and possibly down to this gap, 147.26. So I hope Tesla, very soon we get a decision here on Tesla where this thing breaks out to the upside, or we get a confirmation that Tesla will break down below 170, and that should be it. Tesla coming down below 170 and breaking out over 183. On Netflix is up 0.47%, and look at this hammer candle today on Netflix, and look at this dip buying off of this 20 SMA, which is sitting at 636, came down to 635.59, and now trading at almost 645. So you're line the sand for tomorrow on Netflix, 13 SMA on this daily time frame, and that's gonna be 643.54. Now below that, you should be looking for the support right down here. I would say 637, 20 SMA on this daily time frame, and below that 630, and then 624 to 625 right here, where we saw a lot of consolidation and then the breakout. Now to the upside, as long as the support can hold right here, 643.54, this thing can move all the way back up to 664 to 665 and possibly up to even 700. On Nvidia stock, it's up 0.75%, so still things are all over the place, even on TradingView, and I'm not even showing my screen on Webull. That is a mess because of the split. So we got some levels on Nvidia stock, definitely 117 to 118. That's gonna be killable to watch. This uptrend as well right here, but if that gives up, you're going to see it drop down to 115 and then all the way down to 107. Now to the upside, there is lots of calls coming in for 130. Now is that going to happen? Well, possibly can happen as long as Nvidia can stay above 117 to 118. Watch out for a push back up to all-time highs right here, previous all-time highs 125 to 126, and if that breaks, you're going to see 130 on Nvidia stock. And tomorrow, I hope we don't get all these glitches. I mean, look at this candle right here, guys, from today on a trading view. So it's all over the place, and I can give you guys better direction when everything settles on Nvidia stock and we don't get a candle like this one right here on this daily time frame, and everything looks better just like the way it was before. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys.